Marlon Wayans is in the news, and it's not because he has white chicks too coming. It's because he once tried to hypnotize his trans son. Y'all just gonna try to pray the gay away, and I get it. Y'all just can't handle the miraculous fabulousness that some of your children are gonna bring to your life, and so you're gonna go to some little witch in a hut and try to get them to just trick them into thinking that they're not who they are. Well, Marlon Wayans is opening up and admitting that he is ashamed of once trying to hypnotize his transgender child. Now, in November 2023, Marlon first revealed that his oldest child is transgender during an interview with our friends over at The Breakfast Club. He said, "My daughter, Amai, is now my son, Kai." Marlon has also said that he has a biological son named Sean, named after his big brother. Let me show you a photo of Marlon and his two kids. This is both of them here. Don't we love a nice black family? Well, in a recent conversation with Neil Brennan, Marlon reflected on his acceptance journey. Listen.
Is the thing that you're talking about, the control part, isn't that part of parenting? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but there's a point in parenting.
How old is your daughter now?
My child's 23.
Okay.
24 now.
Okay.
And this was happening when they were 22, 23. And for me, like...
That's the let go time. That's like you're your own person now.
Yeah. But you're trying to hold on, right? And you want this thing that's in your head, normalcy, and you think about your grandchildren and you all kinds of shit. And it's like, yo, it's not on me to think about none of that. This is their life, and they should be happy. And if they do this or they want to change back, whatever they want to do, it's not on me to punch down on my child. It's on me to love my child. Period. That's all. All I could do is love my child, and that's what I do.
Did you try to talk them out of it?
Of course. I try to hypnotize that bitch.
I believe it.
No. I did. I was like, no, wait, hold on. And like I said, and I protested like against it. And I don't say that with pride.
Right.
Right. I look back on those actions, and
it's funny how you can be so embarrassed by something you did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like that was I was only 50.
Crazy. I was embarrassed the moment I was forced to look in the mirror. I was embarrassed. And it only took me a week.
About your behavior?
Yeah.
It took you a week to realize like you're doing this wrong?
The transition for me, because their transition was like a 3-year process, 4-year process.
Yeah.
My transition was a week. One hard week. And I will say, I got to a beautiful place called acceptance. And I pray for a lot of parents, family members, and, just public, right, people in general.
Yeah.
It's not on us to judge anybody, right?
Right.
It's, hey, man, live your life. And I tell my child, listen, I'm going to have my jokes, nigga. As long as you know I'm a comedian first.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a father first, a comedian second, and those two clash.
Yeah.
So, and they're like, they know my heart, and they trust that I'm going to tell a great story, and it's a beautiful story, and I think I can't wait for people to see it.
But you're also pretty publicly an advocate for it.
Absolutely.
Like, so it's not like...
But it's not just for them. I went to Performing Arts High School. I have many gay people. I work in Hollywood. You know what I mean? I know many people in the LGBTQ, and it's not on me it's on me to just bring love, bring light. I'm around my friends. They're my friends. Like, honestly, so I'm not going to make them feel weird as long as they don't make me feel weird when I crack jokes, because I'm going to crack my jokes.
Yeah.
Just like I crack white joke, black jokes, gay jokes. I'm a comedian. So everybody gets it, including my family, including myself. We all get it.
How did you think you were going to stop? What are her pronouns?
He and they.
Okay. How did you think you were going to stop them from doing it? Did you have a plan?
Yeah. I was going to impose sanctions.
Let me tell you first of all, I love the fact, Marlon, that you had the courage to start this conversation and, follow what we've seen D. Wade and Gabrielle do for their child, because I think that in our community, in our culture, we don't really see public figures like you have the courage to go public and to talk about the journey that you have to go through and that other parents have to go through. So you're actually helping people on their own journey. And what I also loved about what you did, because at first when the person said your daughter and you went on and said they, I thought you were going to ignore the fact that proper pronouncing is a thing now, and I respect that, so I don't want to trivialize it, but you actually were acknowledging your child's choice of pronouncing. And so I just want to say thank you for that. And, again, I saw recently that Marlon did a photo shoot for Pride to show support for our community. And a lot of people attacked you for that. A lot of people used to think that y'all were gay too, and we were all kind of hoping that you were part of the community, but it's disappointing to find out that you're not. But it's good to hear that you're supporting your kid that is. And anyhow, isn't that good to see? Because, in Black communities, sometimes they weaponize our children's choice as it being something that we want them to become. We don't want y'all kids to be gay or straight. We just want your kids to be healthy and survive past 18, 25, 35, 65. What do you think about hearing Marlon have such a public conversation about it?
I commend him for it because he was taking accountability for the mistakes he made in not loving his child unconditionally and trying to push an agenda or a choice or a lifestyle that he thought was best on them. And I also just want to point out how easy it is to adapt to using the proper pronouns for a person when they ask you to. It's not that difficult. And he said my child or they, them for most of the interview. So I commend him for doing that.
And I feel like, especially in my culture too, parents always absorb like their kid's identity and like they want them to be like what they envision. And it's refreshing for Marlon to hear him be like, no, I just want my kid to be happy and healthy, and that's it. And it's refreshing to hear.
And I like the fact that you said it took you a week for the transition, not a year, not 2 years. So thank you. I'm gonna give you a round of applause, Marlon. Thank you for giving us something good to talk about here on the show, by the way, because this doom and gloom around the world is a lot. But there's still some of you that are going to be out there saying, oh, this is just gay. You want our kids to be gay. No, he wants his kid to be happy. And a lot of you who are raising your straight kids, your kids aren't even happy. Some of them going out shooting up schools because you're not talking to them. And that's why some of y'all going to jail behind the stuff that your kids are doing. I also want to take this as a moment to say that all gay people don't want your kids to be taught to be trans or gay in schools, or because we have now allowed ourselves to live in a world where they over-politicize children coming into who they are and making us feel like we need to shame the gay away because it's an agenda. No, I think if we just have an agenda of loving our children and teaching them that we love them no matter the choices that they make, maybe they'll grow up in a world that's a little bit more accepting. I also want to acknowledge, Marlon, you didn't say that you tolerate your kids' sexuality, that you accepted their sexuality, because a lot of people tolerate gays and don't fully accept or embrace them. I will say I am grateful that I am surrounded by a bunch of straight people, a lot of people who, business people, powerful people, who don't even see me for anything other than Jason Lee, T-Spiller, or whatever I happen to be. They don't look at my sexuality as a defining explanation for who I am. It's not the totality of who I am, and I don't think it's the totality of your child. We previously spoke about Boosie telling Young Miami that he doesn't want his gay daughter Ivana around his other children out of fear of her contaminating them. Now, Marlon shared a tweet at the time which social media users felt defended Boosie. Take a look. You can't paint Boosie official as a monster. That man is a father that provides. I believe him, his daughter, and God will figure this out. It took me a second. Give their family grace and time. This is a growing pain. She know her daddy loves her. That's all that matters. He may come around, he may not, but that's on him and her. Well, speaking on the Breakfast Club, Marlon said he wasn't necessarily defending Boosie. Take a listen.
Saw you come to Boosie's defense when the back and forth was happening online with his daughter. Yeah. Have you guys spoken? Like, do other parents call you because you're very open about your journey?
No, I get fricassee. People fried me up for coming to his defense.
They did, for sure.
But I wasn't coming to his defense. I'm telling people, hey, man, y'all mind your fucking business and let families work out they shit.
Okay, first thing, Lauren, when you ask a question, stop asking a follow-up question right away. I love that you over there at the Breakfast Club doing your thing. I love you. You're doing a phenomenal job. But girl, one question at a time. Okay, now to the question at hand. Marlon, you should have minded your fucking business. Why'd you ask? Why you jump in? And you did what they did. You just added to the conversation with millions more followers that add more conversations. I get it. You want people to let families, what I think you were saying, let the family work through their stuff. But then you added another layer telling people what not to do, added a layer of what you shouldn't have did. So I'm glad that your trans situation is transitioning into something positive. And I'm glad that the lesbian moment with the Boosie is doing what it needs to do. And I hope all you gay families are, because you're blended with gay families now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a gay family. I pray that I don't pray the gay way. I pray that your gay families transition through it all. Let me give you a flower.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Yes, I gave you them
Damn.
gay flowers, Marlon, because you deserve them. Goodbye.